Welcome everybody on our Thinking Thursday. And today we have Shrija Jhavar. She's going to be talking on journaling. And we have Seema Chaudhary, who's going to introduce her. Seema, please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Sridhar Jawad is a work-life coach, NLP and emotional intelligence trainer, past life regression therapist, author, and facilitator of transformation and self-awareness. She has an experience of working in the field for 12 years. She enhances the performances of individuals and teams through her workshops, helping them redefine their values and purposes and uncover their true potential. Jawar works with entrepreneurs, corporates, and individuals and has received many accolades over the years for mental health advocacy as well as for training. Thinking Thursday is a community of learners, coaches, therapists, healers, seekers, and believers. It was initiated by Dr. Trupti Jain with the simple intention of spreading positivity and creating a platform for consistent growth and development in the spiritual field. Thursday is the day of Guru, the Jupiter planet known for bringing a wealth of knowledge with it. Through Thinking Thursday, the primary goal is to awaken the inner Guru with right knowledge and understanding. Welcome to each one of you to Thinking Thursday.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you for the introduction. And if I have to say one word for Shrija, it is she's an angel to so many people who meet her. She is somebody who is, so I can't just say one word, that's the problem. But Shrija is somebody I have known for the last 10 years, and I have to say she has a heart of gold. She's such a compassionate and sensitive person. I think everybody here will vouch that. And one quality that Shrija has is she's so sensitive towards everything around her, whether it's pets, it's trees, it's even just a stone. She is so sensitive that she will see something beautiful in everything around her. I think that's one quality that Shrija has. We travel together and we have great fun together. Um, and she knows that I'm always there for her. And now she has this huge community of people who actually rely on her. So, Shrija, my dear, welcome. And let's hear today from you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Seema, and obviously Dr. Trupti Jain, who's created this Sangha, who's created me in a way, because we were wandering souls. And she got us actually to that shore where we could actually drink from that spiritual, cosmic water and also share it. So I think we all need to applaud, in our own ways for Dr. Jain for actually initiating this process. And of course, every Thursday we look forward to this program because it somewhere, enhances the way we live. Even if we are not live here, we make sure to catch up with the recordings that are there on YouTube and Facebook so that we can update ourselves. And I'm sure every one of you who've come here as a speaker or who's come here as a seeker has only gained in Thinking Thursdays. So today the therapy, the workshop that we are doing is on journal therapy. I would, before I share the presentation, before I dive into the topic, which is so close to my heart, in fact, journal therapy has completely changed the way I look at myself and look at life. So I would like to know from y'all, how many of you seriously have a journal and you cannot do without it? You travel with it, you live with it, it's on your bedside table. How many of you? Show of hands or in the chat. Okay, I see Seema. Many of you have your shutters down, so put it on the chat. Oh yes, ma'am, I know you. Heart full of books and journals are always there on your bedside. Shakuntala ji, Suman ji, Suruchi, Galaxy S10, please give your name. Suruchi Thapar, yes. How about Ranika, the yoga queen I can see here? Okay. Mandira ji, okay, wonderful. And who else? Who did I miss? Just unmute yourself. There is a very beautiful key here, the space bar on your PC. Just press it once and you are unmuted for just that time you're speaking.
Me too.
Kashmira ji.
Me too.
Neha, yes, Neha, definitely. Of course. So many of us have a proper system where we jot down our thoughts, our actions, our plans. Now, the next question is those who maintain a journal, what is that? What is it that you put into the journal? Is there a system or is it just a go-to guide? You open it and you put something and random thoughts any time of the day, or maybe 3 days mein ek baar. How is it that you go to the journal? Just unmute and speak.
Rita, I just write down when I'm in pain or I'm very happy. I
Okay.
don't write it regularly. Only those two
Right.
times when I'm pained, I feel like penning it down, or I'm very happy, then also I feel like doing it.
Right.
Just
So see, mood based seasonal recordings of your thoughts. Jaise, were you giving an example, Umaji? I interrupted the thought. Unmute.
जैसे मैम ने सुकून पे किया दिया था, तो इवन आई वांटेड, बट मुझे अभी आता नहीं है ठीक से हैंडल करना चीजें, तो आई कुड नॉट स्पीक, तो आई जस्ट पेन डाउन, ऐसे चलो लिख देती हूँ मैं. इट वाज अ वेरी नाइस टॉपिक कि सुकून कैसे मिलता है, तो आई जस्ट कभी कभी लिखती हूँ. नॉट, आई एम अ सीजनल राइटर, ऐसा नहीं कि रेगुलरली.
Got it. Wonderful. So most of us begin that way. Yes. Who else? What else is happening in others' diaries? I'm really interested. बोलते diaries नहीं देखनी चाहिए, but I'm very, very keen.
Srija,
Yes,
I do
Seema
write
ji.
regularly. I do write
Yes.
regularly.
Wonderful. What is it that you pen down in it? What is it?
Whatever I feel like, mainly positive things. At
Okay.
थोड़ा negative लिख देते हैं, because then that certain thoughts that needs to be, flushed out from your mind. The moment you write down, it just goes away.
Super. Wonderful. Yes, this is one part we'll come to very, we'll peel the layers. Yes, Ranika?
Yes, so I don't have a regular journal, but I journal my session logs. So my meditative sessions, whatever I experience, if it's a healing or it's just a plain meditation, so all my sessions are logged. I have scribbles for over, I think, 2 years now. So,
Superb. So that's a coach's journal. That's like a Bible in itself. Wonderful. We all probably have our session logs, and that is actually very helpful because we know where to go to when we get stuck. Wonderful. Who else wants to share what they put in? Kashmira says, I write gratitude and manifestations in my journal. Superb, Kashmira. Thanks for sharing. And do you do it regularly? Do you do it regularly? Like Umaji confessed, that's
Yes,
not
yes,
regular.
yes.
Okay.
I do it
Super.
regularly.
Okay. Yes, Kashmira. Thanks. So now let me share with you what exactly this wonderful science is all about. Okay. The problem is you'll have to just let me know that the slideshow is visible. Is the slideshow visible?
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
visible,
Okay.
but you can also
not-
see the other.
Okay. Then let me reshare. Let me
just
reshare.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes. Now.
Super. So the journal therapy is also known as writing therapy. Okay. And it is part of the emotional intelligence course I run. And this comes under self-awareness and self-regulation bit. So anyone of you who's aware of what emotional intelligence entails, this is a very, very important part, and it's a science that helps us in dealing with and regulating our emotions. So let me come to this and start with this now. I want you all to take the journal that or a piece of paper or whatever you have right now available to you and write down at least 10 things which are your plug-in list, kind things to remind yourself when things get tough, just kind things that you remind yourself of. Okay. So just write it in the piece of paper and begin this process. Even if you're on Facebook, I invite you to use this and put in your plug-in list. What is it that plugs you in, recharges your batteries? And at least 10 things you must come up with. Okay. Like, for example, this Sangha, Thinking Thursday is one of my go-to things. What else? And this is a minute activity. And you have already used up 25 seconds to 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can stop. And tell me honestly, how many could you come up with? Put it in the chat or unmute yourself and share.
I could write 5.
Okay. Ranika could write 6. You could write 5. Who else?
I wrote 3.
Indra 6. Okay. Who wrote 3? Neha. Okay.
Yeah.
Difficult tha plug-in list nikalna. Okay. 3
7.
Paramita. Okay.
7.
Okay. 7 Seema. Wonderful. Okay. You're there. 9 Suruchi. Amazing. Okay.
I can write 3.
Sorry?
I can
3.
write 3.
You could write 3. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So this is just to get our, the system within us active. Do we really know? Did you know these are the 3 things, or these are the, when somebody wrote 9, did you really know these are your plug-in lists? Did you already had an idea, or this could collect all your thoughts and you could actually think, okay, here is where I find that release, that kind thought, that I give to myself. Right. So you did not know, but when you started writing, it started flowing, and you realize that you have so many associations with kindness and peace that you do, and suddenly it all became too clear. And this could be a collection. Mind my word, this could be a collection part in your journal, and you can have a specific area back of the journal only dedicated to this topic, and this we call in journal therapy as collections. So for example, you love reading certain books, or you have a list of things that you want to do, you want to travel, you want to have some adventure trip. So we try to put it in one list and then we forget where was the list, right? So we put it in the back part of the back side of the journal, where we call it collections. And under the collections, like for example, I have my journal here, and I have these collections which I have also used some colorful papers to depict. And I also have an index, so I can go to my collection anytime and add on to it, or simply read it. If I'm having a tough day, I'll just go to my kind things, and get onto my plugin list and start doing what is for me, right? So Mandira Singh says, I do it to keep note of patterns over time, ideas, expressions, also add illustrations sometimes. I mostly write everything I feel is important as it comes. Wonderful, Mandira. Applauds for you, because this is exactly what we are going to go into in details. Okay. Now, what exactly is journal therapy? बहुत simple है ना? Anne Frank's diary. उमा जी ने कहा मैं डायरी लिखती हूँ. हम बचपन से डायरी लिखते हैं, right? And I remember I went to a counselor once, in initial stages of marriage, I was not able to understand what exactly is happening to me. I went to this counselor and I showed him my diary, and his eyebrows raised, because there was such detailed incidents about things and they were horrific. So he said, you know what, I want to name this diary. I said, what, sir? He said, garbage. And I was like, oh God. Okay. I thought my writing skills are pretty good. What would you call it? Garbage. He said, you don't have any reflections, any lessons, any analysis. You have drama written, spilled over the pages. And there is nothing that I can make out of from this entire, it was a thick diary that I had started maintaining. That was diary. And it was extremely mood specific, right? Even good things were there, but it's so mood specific, a day of, a day in the honeymoon, or a day of fight with the husband. So these are the kind of things we generally, start with, okay, as kids. But journal therapy is a bit different from what is maintaining a diary. And that is what exactly we are going to understand how. It is a form of expressive writing that has therapeutic benefits. Yes, you will pen down difficult emotions, difficult incidents, difficult events that are happening in your life, things that make you sad. Yes, you will write it down, but now it will have some therapeutic benefit, because you're not just going to write the drama, but you're going to also analyze it. It can be carried out individually or used as a tool for coaching and counseling. which we all do right here. Now, it supplements, mind you, it is also in itself a therapy, but it supplements and supports treatment for emotional, physical problems, including, I personally used it for trauma recovery, grief, addiction, anxiety, OCD. Just today, we did some work with OCD, relationship challenges, and behavioral therapy with kids and teenagers. So this is a tool that can be actually used. But how? How would you instill a teenager to write a journal if they're not into writing, right? We will understand how. Okay. So when you feel emotionally stuck, okay, anywhere, when you're like emotionally stuck, you can simply write. When we express our emotions, somebody just said that, Shakuntala ji mentioned, when I write it down, it is like out of it, it's flushed out of me, it's gone, right? Because she's writing with the intent of letting it go. So that is when she doesn't want to be emotionally stuck and have fragments of difficult memories in her head, which creates a very difficult story. Our mind is like, it doesn't like things that are in gaps. Usko gap fill karna hota hai. So what does it do? It creates a story in our head, a narrative, which can be very depressing or can be very uplifting. But what happens is when we write, our rational part of the brain gets activated. नहीं तो हम वो reptile brain में फंसे हुए, emotional brain, okay, which is creating all the thoughts. आप उसी में quarter कर रहे हो, घूम रहे हो. But the moment you start writing, it's kinesthetic, activity, which creates a activity, आपका जो rational, जो light bulb brain है, जो logical brain है, वो active हो जाता है. और जब वो active हो जाता है, you become creative about your narrative and you start deducting what it is and how you can let go, because you ultimately, when you are in journal therapy, आप शुरू ही इस intent से करते हो that you need to resolve, you need to refresh, and you need to let go. So that is the intent we start with. We want developmental milestones. For example, Ranika said, I have my session logs. She has a purpose for journaling, right? This is a purpose for self-care. So you have an intent to growth, intent to progress into the spiritual field or into the, into relaxation or kindness or self-care. So with that intent, when you start the narrative and use your right brain and left brain, you create a good narrative for yourself. So that is what exactly happens when we start to write. Now, it is not just a science that is emerged out of some person's diary. No, it was actually created by psychologists, social psychologists, जेम्स डब्ल्यू पेनब्रेकर, एंड उन्हीं के एक स्टूडेंट है सैंड्रा बियोल. उन्होंने ये थेरेप्यूटिक वैल्यू सिस्टम को साइकोलॉजी में इनकॉर्पोरेट किया, and they explored and there are some amazingly fascinating stories. One is that they had two groups of students. One, they are asked to write traumatic life memory, okay, and understand it in today's thing, how it helped them, that trauma, how it helped them. And to the other group, they just simply, gave some objects to write about, some, no-brainer activities like research-based activities, like, write about your dorm room or write about the facilities in the hostel. And then they started noticing how these two student group were behaving. Unki behavior ko jot down kiya gaya, and they noticed that the group that wrote about their trauma, that journaled their emotions, was physically healthy, more focused in their studies, while the group that wrote about just mundane things was not really there. They always complained about tiredness, fatigue, and there were things that were obstructing their studies, and their behavior went wrong. It was difficult to manage their behavior. So this was a study that was done, and along with it, many studies have backed this, that when you start writing down your emotions, it gets completely healed and regulated. Now, let me take you to yet another wonderful. So there's one person here I follow. Joshua M. Smith and Stephen Lepore are some major names that we must talk about when we are talking about journal therapies, because they are the ones who brought in the fact that journal therapy can boost your emotional intelligence, that it can make you emotionally intelligent. Along with that, recently, there is somebody called Ryder Carroll, and you can watch his videos or the videos on YouTube. and he's developed this Bujo system. And I follow Bujo system with all my, and I've never felt so amazingly dedicated to my journal after I started using Bujo system. I'll come to it in a while. Now, what is the difference? Here is the myth breaker. Okay, here is the difference that we need to understand. Diary क्या है? Diary जो हमने अभी just when we starting we discussed, right? It's a free form way of jotting down thoughts or details about your day. There is little structure to it. आप कोई structure नहीं करते, आप date लिखते हैं, you start your diary, right? Agree? या उमा जी? Exactly. So there is the little structure. You open and you start writing. Okay. And now comes the journal therapy. It is more organized. It is well directed towards one intent. Often we start with a specific prompt or exercise. So we give ourselves these exercises on a regular basis and we start to write, and it creates a lot of, like, first exercise we did about the plugin list. Okay. Similarly, we create more and more such prompts based on the milestone we want to achieve. किसी को OCD से उठना है, तो उसका एक prompts हम create करते हैं. What is it that, what is the obsession that you're having? What is that obsessive thought? What is that compulsory action that you need to do, to achieve that little short-term, satisfaction? Anxiety level kitna hai? Let's log it today. You didn't do it. Which skill did you use? Breath work use kiya. Acha likho. Breath work use kiya. Usme kitna help mila? 5. Okay. Now, second point that we must understand what diary is and what journal is. It records details about events and feelings associated with that event. Yes, we write, we felt like this and I felt like this, and then this person told me this, and how could he, and this is so meaningless, and we keep writing all our judgments, all our feelings, everything is down there, pouring our heart into a diary. By the way, उसमें लॉक लगाना आजकल जरूरी, और अभी तो डिजिटल डायरीज भी आ गई है. So it is very important. Now, what does journal therapy do? Along with expressing, yes, you will put in the story. Yes, you will put in the expression, but you will also reflect upon it, and in a systematic way. Okay. Now, ad hoc writing routine होता है यहाँ पे, mood based होता है, which I talked about. ये developmental growth milestone से related होता है, intent से related होता है. I don't want to repeat it. Now, what is the benefit of journal therapy? We have seen over time, it reduces stress, because when you write, you come out of judgments and you create an open space. So that is one thing that happens. It reduces immediate effect. It will reduce your stress. If, of course, you start writing the diaries that I used to write 12 years back, it will create more stress. Because if you read that thing, it is supposed to be given away. It is supposed to be written and thrown away. वो भी हम करते हैं. When we do retreats with Dr. Jain and we hold retreats like this, we hold space, we write everything and then we let it go. We flush it out. We make a paper boat out of it and let it go. Sail it off so that it's out of us. So we also do that. But that's also called, a thing that you're completely, we can name it as I actually name it garbage, but you can name it as anything. Okay. थोड़ा सा positive नाम भी दे सकते हैं, trash it or कुछ whatever. Now, regulate emotions. So how will just writing regulate emotion? Do you know कौन सा एक part है जो आपका auto response on हो जाता है? हम इतने peaceful हो गए, हम संघा है, spiritual संघ, everything. We read good books throughout the day. WhatsApp University is on and we are reading positive messages after positive messages, and तभी बच्चे ने एक ट्रे गिराई और हम निकालते, how could you, ये मैं वहां से लाई थी, right? And your immediate response comes out and you're shocked. How could I react in such a hostile manner? How did this come out? From where is it coming? This is coming from the first exposure you had with such incident. It is what is stored in a place called amygdala, which only knows your auto responses. And it activates it the moment it sees a threat. So you see, whenever there is a survival threat, whenever there is a threat to your existence, you will start behaving in a certain autonomous way, and you don't have any control until and unless you create a gap between your reaction and the action that's happened. And how do you do it when it is something big that has come over us? How do we create that gap so that our thinking brain, the brain that knows how to react, can get activated? और वो हम इस तरह से करते हैं, जैसे मैम ने सुकून का प्रोग्राम बताया, जैसे स्वाति जी ने ब्रेथ वर्क बताया, आर्ट थेरेपी बताई, जैसे so many people, moon ritual, and so many things that we keep learning. What is it? These are practices. Similarly, journal therapy. The moment you start etching it down, hotel room mein ho, hotel mein ho, and situation mein ho, take a tissue paper and write, and you will suddenly see things change, and your reactions change. Your words will become easier. You will be in control of that situation. So that is that important. Take your phone, switch on the notes tab on it. Start writing while in the car. Your thoughts will suddenly start flowing in. अगर आपको लिखने से problem है, record it. Record your voice. Speak to it. And then you will see that things completely change. That's called talk therapy, which is absolutely same as writing therapy. Absolutely. Okay. Now, boost working memory. कौन है यहाँ जिसको थोड़ी memory issues है? भूल जाते हैं यार. How many of you? Honestly. Okay, Mandira, thank you for being so honest. Who else? I can't see the chat. Okay. Okay, Sruchi. Who else? Right, Seema, Pinky.
I forget the names very fast. Forget नहीं, rather it takes me little time, कि उसका नाम बोलते हुए. I mean, my thoughts are become more important than the name, at times. And
Right.
then I fumble with the names also.
Superb. This is wonderful. Okay. This is another thing that we must understand, that जब हम किसी से बात करते हैं, we all know communication में सबसे ज्यादा important होता है listening. But जब listening होने लगती है, तब हम silent ही नहीं रहते mind में. Mind is constantly on. अभी आप मुझे सुन रहे हैं, but your mind is constantly talking. अरे ये तो मुझे पता है, ये मुझे नहीं पता है, और क्या है इसमें? Let me see. Let me Google search it. Let me YouTube it. It's all started. No brainer is silence your mind, or stop your judgments for a while, and only just listen to this person. Maybe there'll be one or two takeaways, but they may help you, right? So this is exactly what we do. And isse hamari working memory, she's absolutely right, Uma ji, isse hamari working memory girti hai. We are not able to recall, remember important things. So what happens is, as I told you, fragmented memories bhi rehti hai, jo galat narrative bhi create karti hai. And so when you start journaling, things fall into place. Like if you've journaled for 1st of March, or aaj kuch us person se hua hai, and when you go back, you see, oh, this was coming as a trail, because I have already noted down that this was a charge for me. This was a trigger for me. And today, if a big incident has happened, it is somewhere this, or probably I could control it because I was not bottling, but I was expressing. So a lot will fall into place for you, a lot, right? Now, another prompt I'm going to give you. This is a prompt that immediately आप अपने journals में अभी करें, okay? So, starting now, physical, write down. अगर 5 नहीं लिख सकते तो write down 3 areas that need attention in your body right now, immediately. Paramita is yawning, so I'm sure that part of her body needs some attention. Wonderful. Okay. Superb. Just write down. If you are there live watching this, start to write it down. It's all here. 3 areas in your body that need attention. Now, just have a dialogue with those 3 areas and put in some affirmation or some thought you would like to talk to that area. Actually, say for example, your shoulders are paining. Okay, you haven't read Louis Hay's body, heal your body. Just talk to your shoulders. I release you of the burden that you feel, and you're free. Just talk to it. Write one statement in front of it. Okay. And at least one action that you need to do. One action that you need to do for that body part. For example, maybe, I'm going to roll my shoulders, or I'm going to stretch it, or I'm going to do something to release the stress that I feel here. Okay. Or I'm going to do some breath work here. If it's other part of your body, just talk to it. Superb. Now come to your all with me.
Yes.
Okay. Do let me know when to go slow, because I usually go fast. Okay. Now let's go to the mental faculty. I want you to just write, आज का पूरा दिन आपके सामने है, right? Just write 3 things that created a little bit stress in you. If not more, little stress came through. 3 thoughts, okay? 3 thoughts. You will not write 3 people. You will write 3 thoughts that were connected to these 3 people, maybe. Okay? It's so easy, to judge. Yeah, uski wajah se that person gave me stress. No, it is a thought that was created in your mind related to what happened that stressed you.
मैं तो पीस वाला लिखूंगी.
Okay. Likhiye. No, so this is also very important in journal therapy. It is a therapy. So it is good that you are a positive person, but it is also very, very important to see what is under the carpet. Sometimes वो carpet को हटा के उसकी cleaning करना बहुत जरूरी है, और वो ये journal therapy बहुत अच्छे से करता है, क्योंकि हम अपने आप को पूरे दिन कहते हैं ना, हम positive सोचेंगे, हम positive रहेंगे, but वो कहीं ना कहीं अंदर कुछ दबा भी सकते हैं, suppress भी कर लेते हैं, and that suppression, trust me, is toxic. It's toxic. There is a book that has come out, Toxic Positivity. Do go through that book. Very important, because sometimes we suppress ourselves to that extent that when we are sad, we don't allow ourselves to be sad. We don't allow ourselves ki, okay, today anger has visited me. What this anger wants to tell me, at least let me hear. We suppress it. नहीं, गुस्सा करना गलत बात है. अच्छा, गलत बात है, लेकिन वो आया है तो कुछ बता रहा है, right? So उसको सुनो. Right. So now, Shakuntala ji's favorite. 3 thoughts that brought peace of mind today.
एक चीज तो किसी फ्रेंड से, टीचर से बातें कर लो, सारी जाती.
Right.
सेकंड चीज जिससे मुझे बहुत पीस मिलती है, वो ये है कि मैं कुछ अचीव करूं, कुछ अकम्प्लिश कर लूं, कुछ पेंडिंग काम है वो कर लूं.
Wow.
जो पढ़ रही थी बैच रेमेडीज, उसका लिस्ट बनाना शुरू कर दिया.
Right.
हो गया.
Super.
Yes.
That's similar.
और वो लिस्ट फिर मुझे भेजना.
वो भेज चुकी हूँ आपको.
उसमें भी बहुत ही इनको मतलब she feels peaceful. है ना शकुंतला जी?
Yes.
So that's also very important.
Right.
To share what you have done.
Yes. Now, 3 triggers you notice that agitated you or excited you. मतलब both the ways. या तो बहुत खुश हो गए, या तो बहुत दुखी हो गए, या बहुत agitated हो गए. 3 triggers, okay? Triggers. अगर वो same है thoughts to that created stress, then let it go. But if you have a specific trigger that happened today, okay, for example, for me, if the domestic assistant came late, I have to go. So maybe that's a big trigger, okay? But I'm not gonna blame the person. I'm gonna see that, okay, I have to teach her about time management, right? So that is the thought that gets created, okay? So notice the trigger that's happening. Now, 3 ways or skills that relax your mental chatter. These are your skills. And these are very specific skills that everybody has. वो match भी नहीं करेगा. For example, me, Shakuntala ji, or Dr. Subhi, we love to be with the books and study. Now, come on. For some people, it could be a nightmare.
साथ में चाय का कप
और पढ़ाई.
हाथ में favorite किताब.
Exactly. That's the ultimate, peace and quiet moment. Now, for others, it could be, for Swati ji kya karengi? Colors. Probably that will, relax her. So Ranika probably go into a restorative yoga pose. So we don't know. So we have our own, ways, our own skills. Somebody loves cooking. Somebody, so what is it? Have you thought about it? Put it down. Now, what I'm sharing right now is collections. Remember, these are collections that you must have in your journal. एक part of your journal. Let me, इसको कैसे? Okay, can you see the journal right now? Okay, so there is a part of my journal. Okay, I'll have to put my background and blur it. How do you do it? Okay. Yeah. Right. Now, when you see my journal here, okay, so what I have done is I have these pages that I have marked. Okay, let me show you this one. I have marked it with some washi tapes. These washi tapes are available, okay? And you just mark these as washi tapes, and I have named each collection. So for example, मेरे ये कुछ collections है कि what is my trigger, and I go down to them, and I put them every day जब मुझे कुछ नया trigger याद आता है, कुछ नया कुछ हुआ है. So I know what is my mental trigger, what is my mental skills that I can go to. नहीं तो हम scattered हो जाते हैं. अभी क्या करें? We've learned so much. What to do, right? So how to put it in use? There's no point learning if we are not implementing. So these are little collections in your diary that will help you in implementing. आपने आज thinking Thursday में कुछ सीखा, उसको लिखिए collection में and implement it. So from today I'm gonna make a collection in the back side of my journal. I'll put 2 sections.
Thinking Thursday का journal है proper.
Excellent. So this is a collection. So collection can be a separate diary in itself, a separate journal in itself. For example, somebody shared कि उनका session logs वो record करते हैं. Now that's actually a collection of all the session logs. The notes for a particular topic are there, but it's not a complete journal. It's a collection of a journal. So if you are writing, say example, the books I want to read, as I said, it's a collection. Now emotional, जैसे हम यहाँ लिखने वाले हैं अभी, 5 reasons I felt very sad today or yesterday or day before. 5 reasons that actually felt sad. Do you have it in your mind right now? Put it down if you have. So that brings in a collection part. So you know what excites, for example, Ranika. What is it that triggers her? What is it that made her sad? And what did she do to overcome it? And 5 fun things she did. Now these can also be a daily log. Okay, उस collection में गया, start writing with the date. See today, just put in the date, and I'll tell you how we put the dates also. And then you start jotting it down. 5 triggers to my anger, I had already mentioned. So emotions, you visit, you name your emotions, you let it out of your system, because if you sleep with it, you know what you're creating for yourself. Many people sleep with unresolved emotions, sleep with the mental chatter, sleep with the physical nuisance that's happening in the body. But when you do it, you don't know what you are putting a blanket over. You're not revisiting it. And then later it becomes a huge problem and comes in front of you, right? We all have experienced it with our relatives or with ourselves, how it comes full blown, and we have to deal with it. Okay, yeah, so Ritu says, me too, I forget way to say it's in my mind, but I still forget. Okay, okay, we were talking about forgetfulness. Sorry, I just noticed. Now, this is something that is called the traffic journal style, and this was taught to me by Jamie Edwards. Jamie Edwards is another coach I happened to meet in Calcutta itself, and he is also a business coach. And he taught us this beautiful traffic lights signals, and I've started following it in 6 years okay, following it. And it really gives me an immediate thing that, what I'm doing is right or wrong, or, wrong, right in my own mind. Sabki mind mein wrong, right, alag-alag hota hai. So no judgments. But I get to stop what is not working for me every day when I just go through my traffic light page of collections. And I go there and I say 3 things I need to start. I get the thing. Maybe I'm procrastinating or sitting over something. And this kicks me that, okay, let's start. Okay. 3 things I need to stop doing that is not working out for me. Tried, tested, didn't work out. Let's put it down here so that I remember. I don't repeat my mistakes. So when I go back to my collection, I know, okay, these are the things a no for me. Sugar didn't work for me. Sugar pie didn't work for me. मैंने बहुत सारा sweet dish खाया. didn't work out at all for me. Stop immediately. Okay, because your body is telling you. Now, 3 things I can keep doing, and I can give a pat on my back. For example, keep sharing the knowledge that I gather. So I would give her a thumbs up to me. Similarly, now this is one of the things that we do in collections. We have a monthly log, a picture of the month. Some people love to draw, some people take printouts. I like to create scale leke month ke start mein, create it, or year ke start mein. This is the annual log, and then there is a monthly one. So annual may we just write, for example, I have my, how many of you know about Wheel of Life? Raise your hands.
Yes,
हमने
yes.
किया है. Yeah, Wheel of Life. How many of you? नहीं जानते तो हम share करेंगे in Thinking Thursday group. Wheel of Life. We'll share it on the Facebook also, or you can Google it. It's a simple diagram of 10 areas of your life, and you give yourselves rating. Okay. उसमें आता है family, me, health, social, community, finance, work. अब सब area आपको fulfill करना है, तब वो wheel आगे बढ़ती है life की. नहीं तो वो रुक जाती है. तो अब उसको basis करके मैंने अपने projects या अपनी community giving or travel or social or friends or something I've put down in my months as the highlight theme of that month. So what happened is, in a year, I am balancing my wheel. I am touching all areas of the life that are important to me. Okay, that is what is Wheel of Life does, and उसी से मैं अपना annual log बनाती हूँ. So this helps me in focusing on the theme of my month. Now, another thing that we're talking about in the journal, you must have an inspiration board. In this, you can even put in screenshots of things that inspired you. People, icons, legendary people you meet, quotations. You can have every month ka ek naya inspiration board. Okay, because this in the year end, when you will read your journal, you will love yourself, because you will be so inspired. You will not need any third person to do it for you. You will not have to rush to a therapist. Your journal will become your therapist. Trust me. Because we collect throughout the month, throughout the day, we collect information, but we let it all filter out because of the thoughts. So do an inspiration board. And then another thing that we do, now the morning and evening journal, I'm sure ye काफी लोग करते हैं, but this is journal therapy. This is not diary. यहाँ हम लंबा लंबा कभी लिखना है तो उसको हम collection बोलते हैं, reflections, और उसको हम पीछे में जाके लिखते हैं एक पेज पे. And let me tell you, each page is numbered in my journal, and there is a index page. Okay, there is an index page, and in the index I have future log, monthly log, and everything that goes in. Even if I've taken notes on a certain page about a topic that I was studying, then that also goes in my index, because that helps me कि मुझे वो note वापस कब जरूरत पड़ेगी, I can immediately come back to it. So it's not random. It is not random, because if you put in random in diary, आप उसको कभी खोल के नहीं खोजोगे कि आपका वो note कहाँ गया. So put it with proper dashboard, proper index. Put your post-it लगाना है, colorful बनाना है. I'm not that creative, so I put in properly, just like system. Then let me show you something very interesting. Then we have a future log, like जो मैंने आपको दिखाया, annual, and then there is this monthly log. Okay, so monthly log may we put in only 1M, T, W. So we don't put the whole day, but we put in the date. And with that, I will show you in the slide itself. Wait, let me come back to all of this later. Let me show you this. Do you see this calendar log, calendar page here? So we create February शुरू हुआ, तो we create this completely here. ये क्यों create करते हैं हम हर February month के पहले या March month के पहले, हर month के पहले? इससे हमको एक snapshot मिलती है कि okay, these dates are very important. इसमें कुछ event है जिसको I can't miss. Yeah, for example, every alternate day I have a class, I put it down so that I know my calendar, I know my time. And this is not just for time management. This is for life management, friends. Okay. And of course, as I have told you, I follow Ryder Carroll. Ryder Carroll has certain systems, okay, very, very simple system for journaling. He says, these are the, you can take a snapshot of this. You can take a screenshot, okay? आपको ये सिस्टम फॉलो करना है, एंड दिस मेक्स योर लाइफ सो डैम इजी because you know कि आपको ये मेरा बूजो सिस्टम है, you know the language of your entries, and it is easier for you to follow. Now of course there are many other things, but just do this much, okay, and then the collections are there. और daily log हम कैसे बनाते हैं? Okay, so let me show you. Is there a whiteboard here?
स्टॉप शेयर करना पड़ेगा, फिर
हाँ,
शेयर करना
तो
पड़ेगा.
मैं इसी में लिख देती हूँ. You are seeing the board.
हाँ.
So for example, today is 17/03/TH. So I'm not writing the year because मेरा year का journal तो है ही वो 2022 का journal है. So I don't need to write the year. I put in TH, okay? या WE. So this is how I put the date. And then I put the daily logs with the journal symptom, symbols. कि task है तो event है तो क्या, cut करना है, cancel हुआ, deferred है, it has to be passed on to my future log. Then I will turn to my annual log, put that event in the annual log कि ये इस month में है, and it becomes so damn clear. I clear my mind of the clutter because I can't have the working memory if I keep everything there. Okay. And so now the daily morning routine. How many of you already do this? In your thought you do it, right? उठते हैं, thankful होते हैं, wonderful. So why not just jot it down? Because this creates a permanence in your thought. We put in thoughts on Facebook. I used to do it a lot. I was very active with my Facebook. Still am, but not that, because I'm more active in my journal now. And with how the Facebook and social forums are moving towards, it is no longer a sharing platform. It has become a public forum. It has no longer, it's lost that zeal that initially it started with, कि friends हैं, एक दूसरे से share कर रहे हैं, and there is something happening. Now it's a judging platform. You want to judge a person? Go to the timeline. देखिए वो क्या post मारा है, and then judge that person. You can write a thesis on a person. So now it's become that too. There are some people who will silently come to your page and look at you, not even give any trace that they have seen or stopped you, and they're talking about you in a party. So friends,
even I'm just interrupting.
yeah.
Even there are certain companies, if you go job, first they'll see what you are writing, what you are posting on your FB, and then according
job interviews. Even you are a biased persona for the marketing agencies. You are that. So whatever you're putting out there, I mean, I'm a big social forum buff, but still telling you, whatever you're putting out there, if it's personal, and I would say that all of us who put in a personal stuff out there are doing it because we want to vent out, and we do not know of this beautiful system called journal therapy, which can help you, be, actually you can validate yourself. You can listen to yourself much more better than you want the others to do it. You give yourself the like every day. For example, 3 things I'm thankful for. I did something. Let's celebrate. 3 things that will make today amazing. 3 things I look forward to doing. Put in your daily affirmations. 3 things that happened today. Now, evening, you can just have a page for your evening dedicated before you sleep. So you don't need to really go to Instagram and make a silly reel and be frivolously available for people. Just put it down in your own thing, own space. This is your own safe space. I would say this is the safe space, safest space that you can create. And if you have siblings who are very curious, keep it in a lock and key. So,
this is very, very important.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I have one question.
Yes,
do we need to have journal in writing, or it can be in digital form, or like?
Honestly telling you, I have a wonderful digital journal, but it didn't work. It didn't work the way this works. Because probably I'm a millennial se bhi upar, baby bloomer. I am from that generation. I like to write, right? I'm 40. I can't, sorry, there's noise.
No, okay.
Okay. So what you can do is, if, for example, my son would like it on his iPad, it depends on everybody's style of learning. It depends on everybody's sense and representation. आप किस sense में बहुत active feel करते हैं. For me, touch is important. So I like and I use an ink pen. Can you believe it? I especially ordered an ink pen to write in with the ink. Okay, because that gives me that nostalgia, and I love it.
I use many colors pen.
Yeah, some people are very visual. They will like to use colors, pictures.
This is just a sample. I have
Super.
2, 3.
Super. So please note down, we are learning laterally. We are learning from each one. I think Shakuntala ji's inputs are really, really important because colors आप use कर सकते हैं, pictures आप use कर सकते हैं. And Paramita, this question really was relevant because every generation has a way. You know, for this generation, coming generation, it is digitally, and we have some amazing journals. I can share with you all this journal that I created, you know, daily log and stuff. So it's an Excel sheet. People who love Excel, okay, and you will love it. It's colorful, and you can actually start logging in. That's it. Okay, and daily gratitude evening में आप ये 3 चीजों पे focus करिए. What you look forward to is a very important thing. Even when you're talking to your friend, every morning or evening, please write, ask them, you know, what is it that you look forward to? Because that creates a lot of hope in a person's mind. Okay. Now, daily check-in. This is absolutely important for people who are managing emotional, you know, turbulence of any kind. Daily check-in, very important. How you feel in the moment. This can be elaborated. Hamare emotional intelligence, we have a chart, you know, literally where we mark ourselves, but you can have a simple smiley doodly, or you can doodle if you like to doodle. And you can, if you're logic brained, you know, IT professional, आप graphs बना सकते हैं. But I want you to note down your stress level, your joy level, your sadness level, or your hunger level, or your body's needs. You can put any name to it, but you need to see what is the predominant emotion of this month or this day and put the rating, give it a rating. This will help you, especially those who are suffering with anxiety or behavioral issues or depression. Please, आप अपने आप को रोज rate करिए. What level have you reached today? What is that level that you want, you know, what is it that will make you, that trigger your happiness quotient? What is it that will give you, and put that down. Put those things, little things, you know, down one step at a time, and you'll be out of it, and you'll not even know it. You not always need a pill. Okay, now these are some habit trackers that I use. You may or may not use. This is another collection in the journal. Daily log ka maine aapko bata diya. Put in the date, put in the journal symbols, you know, and start doing the daily logging. Now, if there is a bigger thing, like a bigger thought, go back towards the back side, go to that index page जो आपने उस journal उस collection के लिए बनाया है, उसमें डालिए. Okay. So task and everything will not come in the collection area. That's daily. Okay. Now I'll show you that also. For example, you can see this entry. This is my daily log. Okay. So I've just put in daily log. I've put in these symbols कि अगर मेरा कुछ event है, तो मैंने event डाला, मुझे कहीं जाना है, enrolled for a Healthify app. Okay. And missed call of this person. Have to return call. All that has been put in my daily log. This is not my collection. My collections come in here, like this. Okay. For example, this is a writing idea collection. So what are the things, or some links that are very important for me? So these are the collections, and in which there is a habit tracker. I use a separate diary for habit tracking, and you can also do it. Or, you know, you can keep certain things handy on your phone also. So I would like to develop these habits. You may have your own. Abhi recently I've started with Sattvic meal plan. So am I really doing it, or is it just, you know, the fascination that I have? So this is what keeps you on track, keeps the check on you. So what are the 4 habits you would like to develop? Just write it down. Shakuntala ji, study mat likhega. I know you study too much.
नहीं स्टडी नहीं, मैं अपने को जो इम्प्रूव करना है ना, वो उसमें मुझे इम्प्रूव करना है कि when I speak to other people ना, I should be very mindful और थोड़ा सा awareness के साथ करना है.
Okay, so you can put in maybe listening skills with awareness.
Okay.
That. So anything that you will do daily, mindfully, and you will keep a check. Okay, today I have whether I have done it or not. Okay. Some people who would like to develop a habit of reading, exercise, challenges जो अभी आपको लगते हैं, just put it down. Okay. It's 9. I'll wrap it up in another 5 minutes, ma'am. Okay.
Can I go ahead and ask a question meanwhile?
Yes, Mandira. Yes, Mandira.
So, ma'am, can we combine art journaling with writing? Like
Oh,
we use
yes.
stickers and all of that, no? Especially
Oh,
when
yes.
when we're like writing some relationship things, just a general reflecting basically on certain relationships and noting them down. We could add certain love stickers or something. Does that help also
Oh,
on
yes.
the
If you're a
energetic
visual
level?
person, since you have asked this question, Mandira, I'm very sure that you're a visual person. And
Yeah.
yes. So when a visual person makes a journal, they doodle, they color it. I am visual kinesthetic. So you can see some washi tapes, some colors of post-its and other things. But somebody who's really, really visual will want to put in such things. Like, for example, one of my friends I met in one of the retreats in Lonavala with Dr. Jain, Richa, I still remember. She would draw, pots of plants for each relationship that she wants to,
So it
cultivate.
grows. Okay.
Yeah. And every day she would increase the stem, or if she's put in some effort, or, she would use the watering can icon, so she's watering that relationship with, and she would write that virtue. So today, caring, loving, contributing in certain ways. And then each relationship had one pot and it grew. So if you would see her diary, and in a linear way, you would love to see how her relationships are blooming with flowers, and some are actually giving flowers. So when she receives something from the other end, she will make a flower on it. Okay.
Right.
So it was such a wonderful thing that I saw as a journal enthusiast myself. It was wonderful to see Richa do it. Okay.
Yeah.
You can actually start doing stickers and such doodlings for your relationship management. Yes.
Okay, so
Now there.
yeah. Okay.
No, please
You go
continue.
ahead, please. Okay, so I remember that Trupti ma'am once mentioned that how you should keep the photographs of people with you
Yes.
included on
Yes.
the bedside table, and like visually feel and like internally feel that it's growing, it's your bond is getting better. So
Yes.
that is more on the energetic level. So we can
It is.
combine that with journaling, like we're taking like making notes of reflecting on the relationship. At the same time, we're also putting in visual aspects and making it heal on the spiritual level or energetic
Yes,
level as well.
absolutely. So I would probably make a collection area in my journal where I'm absolutely only focused on the relationship, one or two
Okay.
or whatever. And I would put in the picture as you rightly said, Dr. Jain rightly put in, we put it together. We also, we actually draw some romantic drawings also there if it's a romantic relationship. And we put in some nice quotes there, and you can daily nurture it, that collection, and then put it as your go-to guide for your relationship. So anything that you hear, anything that comes in, the new information that comes in and related to the relationship that you're working on, you will see it bloom, right? So
Okay.
have a collection connected to relationship. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Now my idea to cure a bad day is one of my collections. Why? Because I was having certain bad days and I did not know what do I do exactly when I'm having a bad day. Do I just yell and shout and it's okay? I'm just having a bad day, right? But it's not okay for other people around me. It's not. I'm creating their good days. I'm turning it into a bad day because I am having a bad day, right? And it's uninquired. It needs inquiry. So we will do physical inquiry. What is it that you do? What did I do? to get over my physical, stressful day. So I'm going to put it down. This is my thing. Now, later on, you can judge this was healthy or not healthy, and can it be replaced, or can it be, yes, you can replace it, but pehle pata to karo karte kya ho. Okay, that helps you. Mental, what do? Shakuntala ji se baat karna, talking to Shakuntala ji, chanting work, affirmations and breath work, reading stories, kuch bhi, jo bhi aap karte ho. Okay, then emotionally, I do a lot of, see, I wear the bracelet of, ye hamara abhi specially banwaya hai, Ho'oponopono bracelet. Because if you are holding too many things, for some people, and it continuously comes in, you want to practice it, you can create your anchors, you can create it and you can put it down. So Ho'oponopono is something that works magically for me. You all know what Ho'oponopono is, right? Is there anybody who doesn't know what Ho'oponopono is?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Good. So let's tell her what Ho'oponopono is. That's an opportunity for us. So
Sounds so
Ho'oponopono
cute.
is just 4 statements. Okay. And sometimes we change the third one, but 4 statements. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, or I respect you. If you can't say love you, I respect you. Thank you. These are 4 magical statements that you use when you hold grudges, or when you are not able to give up somebody, or when you've created situations where some people are acting negatively in front of you and giving you a tough time. That means you've done something at the soul level to get that resonance. So you start saying this continuously to your soul. I'm sorry for creating this nuisance around me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, or I respect you. Thank you for being with me. And when you do that at the soul level, you start seeing that the manifestation changes. People around you change. They start coming back to you in a normal way. So it does work. Okay. Then gratitude, we can hold another thing, thinking Thursday on Ho'oponopono. Gratitude, letting go, guided meditation. What helps you? Put it down. आपको क्या help करता है? You must know your guide. Take a screenshot. आज बैठ के आपको अपना journal तैयार करना है. Okay. And last but not the least, when you do your journaling work, very, very important, have the right mindset, set aside a specific time, create an ambience, make it beautiful. We all know how to create an ambience. Get the essential oils, get the candle, pamper yourself. It's your time. And sit with the chai, coffee, juice, cold press, whatever you prefer, and sit with it and really, really enjoy journaling. Because you're not just journaling, you are creating your life system. So happy journaling to all of you. Thank you.
Wonderful, Shrija. Wonderful.
श्रीजा जी आपके चरण कहाँ हैं?
अरे यार hug हम hug करते हैं.
Definitely,
What
definitely.
a session. What a session. So beautiful, Shrija. So beautiful. And you said everything in the right, the right quantity, all the headings were really perfect, beautiful. And I think journaling is such a lovely activity. Any feedback? Come on, guys. Get
Yes,
the
ma'am, I have one.
give her
I have a question.
reaction, of course.
Just a question.
Important.
Shrija ma'am,
Yes.
Pucho. Question pucho.
can I ask a question?
Yes.
My question is, this is a journal therapy. So
Yes.
there is some timeline, or like how it works? The duration, or
therapy?
you have to follow?
Okay, so let me tell you. This is a live system. Okay. However, the collections may end. For example, I'm working currently on a certain project, relationship, trouble, OCD, anxiety, behavioral issue. I will only use that collection for that number of times when I feel मेरे levels, क्योंकि I'm rating every day ना myself. So जब मेरा रेटिंग ठीक हो गया है, 10 पे आ गया है, अभी मेरा कलेक्शन हो, क्योंकि मुझे स्किल्स पता चल गए क्या मेरे लिए काम करते हैं. रोज मैंने एक स्किल यूज किया, मैंने डाला, दिस वर्क फॉर मी. नाउ आई हैव अ लिस्ट ऑफ स्किल, 50 स्किल्स बन गए हैं. नाउ आई नो हाउ टू मैनेज दिस प्रॉब्लम. तो अभी खत्म कलेक्शन, और वो डायरी आपकी गो टू गाइड हो गई, कभी वापस पसो, जस्ट ओपन इट, so that collection becomes your go to collection. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shrija, because this Hopo no, am I right?
Ho'oponopono.
Okay.
Tongue twister.
Ho'oponopono. So
Okay.
let's say it together.
Let's all say
Okay.
it together.
Ho,
Ho
ho,
pono
no,
pono pono.
ho, no. Okay.
It's just a Hawaiian technique.
Maybe
Naam
we
kuch
can
bhi
all
hai.
end
It's
it with the
gratefulness.
4 statements. Let's
Okay.
end it with the 4
Okay.
statements.
Let's do
Rita,
it.
you say it and then we'll say it once, all of us. So let
Okay.
us all let's have the voices.
Yeah, and also the videos on. I know Hitesh, Mandira, Srilakshmi, Indra. You're very beautiful. Ritu, Divya, Neha, Jyoti.
Your videos on.
Yes.
वीडियोस ऑन करिए, यहाँ 25 तो आ सकते हैं स्क्रीन पे.
Yeah, इला जी कहाँ हो आप?
वीडियोस तो ऑन
चेहरे से नकाब हटा दीजिए हुजूर, सामने
Lovely.
आइए.
Wow, wow.
चलिए 25 तो आने
Super.
चाहिए. And then
Yes.
I think कि क्या काले बॉक्सेस नहीं चाहिए मुझे.
हाँ, Mandira ji,
मंदिरा
Indra, Ritu, Divya, Hitesh.
मंदिरा is that beautiful. चले beauty.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have my camera on the lower bezel actually. That's why I wasn't.
Chalega, but you're looking very
सब
pretty.
बढ़िया है, सब
Love
बढ़िया
your
है.
hair.
चलो.
Okay.
अरे one more
Okay.
person. Yeah, one more person we can have.
श्री लक्ष्मी,
Shri.
हाँ,
Shri-
छुपी हुई है श्री लक्ष्मी.
चल Shri Lakshmi. Otherwise she will be jabber.
Hey, Hitesh,
Indra.
Hitesh, are you feeling out of place, Hitesh? It's okay. हमको एक मेल मिलेगा. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's do
श्री
that.
लक्ष्मी आ गई.
So we are
Hmm.
okay. Shrija, you start and
Super.
repeat.
Okay.
Everybody, everybody
It's for your soul. Yeah. Deep
unmute
breathing.
करिए सब लोग. So we can all hear and it can be loud and nice. Unmute,
Okay.
unmute everybody. Come on, Ila ji. Unmute.
Everybody.
Okay, let's start. Shrija.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a deep breath in. Align ourselves and put your hand on your heart space. And this is what you're saying to yourself, your soul. I am sorry.
I am sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
The
so
soul is so
much,
happy.
Shrija.
I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Shrija.
Hello.
Thanks a
It was
lot.
lovely.
मुझे तो कभी कभी
Thank
लगता है
you.
आप लोग कितने ऑर्गेनाइज्ड हो. मैंने तो कभी सिर्फ जॉब के टाइम में थोड़ा सा इवेंट्स लिखती थी, बाकी कभी नहीं लिखा मैंने. हाँ, random.
Shrija, I want to ask you, can you
Yes.
also have a video journal?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. That's exactly somebody who's very auditory, very visual. उनको बहुत अच्छा लगता है बोलना और express करना in showing, as in and yes, you can have a video journal, but video journal में क्या होता है, then you're sharing it with the space, with the world. कहीं ना कहीं you'll be sharing it. So it could be a collection again, I would say. For example, travel journal. Yeah, certain journals. So it wouldn't be a complete system, but a collection. A part of your journal can be video.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have something to ask Shrija. So whatever I heard, everything made sense to me, but I'm a little confused, or maybe you can clarify. So you have collections there, you have daily routines there, you have your, you have certain organized way of doing it. So
Yes.
while I understand everything discreetly, I'm not able to relate them together,
I know.
So
I know.
I think I would need some, more guidance or some workshop. If you
Very,
organize.
very, very good. More than workshop, this book will help you if you want this system. Okay, can you see this book?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my favorite book. I don't give it to anyone, not even for reading. It's like a go-to guide for me. Okay, क्योंकि ये system जो है journal therapy का, of course what I am doing is because I actually did a course also on journal therapy. वो सब इधर नहीं आएगा कि जो हमारा system है spiritually आगे बढ़ने का and all that. But इसमें आपको वो सिस्टम मिलेगा कलेक्शंस का, डेली लॉग का, फ्यूचर लॉग का, एंड वेरी ब्यूटिफुली इलस्ट्रेटेड, यू नो, आई हैव मार्क्ड ऑल पेजेस हियर. सो आपको काफी कुछ मिलेगा इन दिस. और ये बुक बहुत इजीली अवेलेबल नहीं है इंडिया में. ओके, सो यू कैन ऑर्डर इट और you can come to my workshop. Okay,
Sure,
where I
sure.
get
That's what I was asking. So
yeah,
it's actually becoming organized in your own way, right? Is
yeah,
it?
yeah,
And
yeah,
one thing more, if I'm just speaking, I won't take
yeah.
long back since like 20 years. I love writing, first of all. तो जब भी
So
झगड़ा होता था हस्बैंड से, आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू थिंक आई विल राइट इट डाउन. बट मेरे मन में ये जिंक्स था कि मैं गलत चीजों को का रिकॉर्ड नहीं बनाना चाहती. आई हैड दैट थिंग इन माय माइंड, बट at the same time I always used to think no, I should write it down so that but it never happened. I had that thing, no, superstition or whatever, कि मैं लिखूंगी तो it will grow, you know, always I will
Use
be keeping a
pencil.
record of
Other things you write with blue color, pink sketch pen, green color. And for such thing, you can use pencil that is lighter and
erasable.
क्या बात है, lovely.
What wonderful, actually very good idea.
So Shrija,
What I do,
that thing always stopped me for writing. Otherwise, I would have loved to, and I would have kept it like for 20 years for now. So if you come across such a situation,
I'll tell you what I do, and I actually do it. That's why I can tell you. So मेरे daily log में आएगा कि a little argument, you know, with husband. पूरा नहीं आएगा. Argument हुआ इस दिन. मुझे पता होना चाहिए कि okay, आरसी ये यहाँ पे कुछ काम करना है मुझे, तो मैं लिखती हूँ एक लाइन. And then in my reflection, एक perforated sheets में I write कि क्या हुआ. Okay, उसको मैं हटा देती हूँ. For example, आज होलिका दहन है, bonfire में जाएगा, नहीं तो वो पेपर बोट बन के जाएगा, या वो गंगा में जाएगा, कहीं जाएगा, पर वो मेरे पास नहीं रहेगा. पर वो लिखना जरूरी है. उसके बाद पीछे में जो रिफ्लेक्शन लिखती हूँ, what could I change in me, what can I contribute, what can I start ignoring, सर्कल जो मेरा मुझे एक्सेप्ट करना है, जो मेरा सर्कल ऑफ कंसर्न में है और इन्फ्लुएंस में, जिसको मैं चेंज नहीं कर सकती, जो मुझे एक्सेप्ट करना है, उसको लिखती हूँ. कि I have to accept that certain things are like this. For example, my husband's nature is like that. मैम बोलती है, एक्सेप्ट करना होता है, राइट? सो मेरा भी for he is accepting. So वो हम लिख देते हैं कि this is part of it, accept it. अब वो पार्ट में रखती हूँ मेरे रिफ्लेक्शन में, उस कलेक्शन में. लेकिन वो पार्ट जो जहां मैंने कहानियां लिखी है, नैरेटिव लिखा है, वो मैं नहीं पढ़ती. वो I told you I name it as GARBAGE actually, and I put it in the place where it should go, because you don't need to have those logs, you don't need to have those stories.
Right.
So you know what I will tell you, Yachna, something funny, because all, you know, like Shrija said, you know, you have to reflect, etc. So when you have a fight with your husband the next time, after the fight is over, 5 minutes later, you go to him and say, I need a smiley photograph. which I do many times. I said, okay, now the fight is over. Can I have a nice smiley photograph? Why? Because you will not remember the fight. You will remember what happened after the fight. So the consequence of the fight, sometimes we carry the consequence of the fight. Oh, he didn't speak to me. You know, uska muh matlab it's all swollen. Kal bhi main baat nahi karungi, right? So that becomes the consequence, which is what we hold on to. Actually, the fight, we actually forget the fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Kiss baat par hui thi ladai?
Yes, that's true.
Correct, but the consequence we remember. So the consequence needs to change in our mind. So next time, try that. He will be shocked कि इसको क्या हो गया? हाँ, झगड़े के बाद smile at photo click हुआ, और उस फोटो को तू वहां पे जरा श्रीजा ने कहा ना रिफ्लेक्शन पे वहाँ फोटो डाल. तुझे जब वो फोटो दिखेगा ना तो तू याद करेगी कि ये फाइट थी किस बारे में.
After 20 years of marriage, ma'am, all that has gone already. ये तो मैं इनिशियली बचा रही हूँ कि
पूछ रही है,
happened with me. But yes,
तो इसका
अभी
मतलब है कुछ तो होगा जो शायद तुझे अभी याद है, वो कॉन्सिक्वेंस याद है तुझे, फाइट तो तुझे याद नहीं है.
नहीं, definitely.
समझ रही हो?
अरे I am also in my 22nd year of marriage, so I can completely relate.
Me too.
असर नहीं होता.
So you know, you have to come up with some humorous consequences. The
Right,
reflections
right.
have to be humorous.
Hmm.
Otherwise, आपको पकड़ के रखेंगे. It's great to write and do all that. It's wonderful actually. But
Hmm.
somewhere, we have to understand that उससे हमें बंद भी करना है. The end भी तो
Hmm.
आना चाहिए ना.
Right, right.
वरना
Hmm.
हम तो कंटिन्यू करेंगे.
A
Maybe
happy
we'll have
end
to
is
burn,
always better.
maybe we'll have to burn the journal, on our funeral pyre. तो वो that मतलब हमारा consequence should not be that. Right? So
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying is that every book has an end. There's an end chapter to every book. इसी तरह से जैसे श्रीजा ने कहा that maybe you have a journal for 2022. Shrija, what about that? Do you have like yearly journal? Then what do you do to the journal that was there?
Okay, so what I do is, if it is a very reflective journal and has a lot of help, so what I take is some notes I carry forward in my collections. जो collection चल रहा है उसको carry forward करती हूँ. And sometimes when it is just daily logs ज़्यादा है और collections को मैंने carry forward कर दिया, I let it go. I can't hold on to the journal.
Right.
And suppose some epitome, मतलब year है बहुत iconic, बहुत important, then I hold on to the journal because there are memories there.
Yeah, yeah, correct. But I think यहाँ पे Thinking Thursday में बहुत सारे लोग visual है, and I think visual journals are great fun. Doodle करके, make little diagrams, take little pictures. I'm a very visual auditory person, so मैं तो हर चीज visually करती हूँ. So I really enjoy that. But really, it was a very insightful, insightful talk.
God, yes, definitely.
Some great insights have come. Really.
Thank you so much.
And not only the content, but her presentation, everything wonderful, and the PPT.
Oh, thank you.
Everything is perfect.
And her beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was
Thank you.
Thank you, Shrija.
Thank
you a lot.
Shrija, so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Shrija.
A very
Thank
happy
you.
Holi,
Thank you.
Holi to all of you.
Happy
once
Holi.
again.
Happy Holi.
Happy
Yeah,
Holi.
happy Holi, happy colorful Holi. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.